Welcome to the Fulfilled After 50 podcast. We are your hosts, Alice
and Carol. Join us each week for your fun dose of inspiration and healthy tips you can use every day so you can live the healthy and fulfilled life you desire and deserve.
Welcome to Fulfilled After 50. We are your co-hosts, Alice
and Carol.
Yay! So we are coming with a little bit of a different topic, coming out of your comfort zone.
Right. Lots of varying views on this.
There really is.
We talk to women all the time, and there's almost like a dichotomy out there, don't you think?
Yes. I do. So I think, when we are in this season of life, and that's a majority of women that are here, this season of life, you're one or two things. You're really, really comfortable with the circle of friends that you have.
Right.
Or you're isolated.
Right. And you're sort of lonely, but then it's almost as if that still is more comfortable than having to get out of your comfort zone and meet new people and advance in that direction. And then I guess there's probably a small percentage of people who are just always out there talking to lots of different people. I know my kids sometimes when we go places, I'm always just kind of interested in people's backgrounds and talking to new people, and people, they just tell me their life story.
Right.
And I find that interesting, but for a lot of people that might be too people-y.
Yeah, or again, that's like coming out of your comfort zone where it's too much of an effort to try to get to know somebody else.
Right.
So when you come out of your comfort zone, actually you're coming into a new growth of yourself, meaning like you are vulnerable, but then you're opening up yourself to being able to learn about new opportunities or just different circles that may expand your own growth. So if we stay in our nice little comfortable zone and we only stick with these people that we know, then we don't really know what other opportunities are out there. But also in this season of life, what do we always talk about? We talk about our purpose.
Right.
And when you find your purpose, that also means it's about impacting other lives while you're here.
Right.
And honestly, for me, that's what it's about.
Right.
It is about who can I help make their life more fulfilled, more just like
healthy and happier.
Yes.
I mean, all those aspects that go along with fulfillment. And I think that's what drives us. It's our passion. It's kind of what really gets us jazzed. But I think you're totally right. When you do expand your circle a bit, you can really learn some new things about yourself and new ways to personally grow or professionally grow, or make those contacts for whatever it is that you've always wanted to accomplish, and you would have never gotten there had you not had a conversation with somebody.
Exactly.
I mean, we're kind of, this is not rehearsed at all, but let's look at just you and I.
Yeah.
So Alice and I have known each other. We've been acquaintances, and we've kind of known each other through two different circles of friends, right? And about a little over a year and a half ago, we dived deeper.
Right.
We got to know each other a lot, and I don't know about you, but I know I have grown so much because of my friendship with you and because of the growth that has resulted.
Right.
And a lot of really positive impacts. Alice has opened me up to some things that I always wanted to try, but I never really knew somebody who had implemented in their lives. Meditation's one of them. Really honing in on my morning routine. I always had a morning routine, but I didn't really think through how is my morning routine setting my day up for a great day, or setting my day up for a mediocre day or a terrible day? Right. And so there's lots of different things that we've opened each other up to. That's one of them. And then really we've just had a blast building a really strong group on Facebook and feeding them with really great information to help get them out of their comfort zone. Having some retreats together. That was out of my comfort zone. Doing a lot of live videos. I did a fair amount of them, but not nearly as many as I do now. So it's been really a growing experience for me, and something that I consider to be really positive, and I've loved it. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, and the same, really with Carol, the way she impacted my life. Again, like she said, we've only been together about a year and a half now, but just this podcast here and us coming together, talking to you, impacting you. Like, this has really brought a lot of joy to our lives, bringing this podcast to you guys every week. And then with us corporate speaking, that was really way out of my comfort zone. And just speaking with Carol on corporate stages, it's like, it just flows freely now between us because we know what our message is, what we want to deliver to you guys. But, if Carol would have come to me like 5 years ago, like my voice would have been quivering, my knees would have been shaking, I would have been like red from the top of my head to my neck. I'm like just blotchy and patchy. But this is what friendship is about, coming out of your comfort zone to connecting with new people to make you better today than you were yesterday. But also in this season of life too is sometimes we've lost our lifelong partner.
Right.
And loneliness and depression does sink in. And when we get into that pit, and I call it that valley, it's hard to see that peak again.
Right.
And it's okay to be there for a little while, but the longer you stay there, the more you just sort of become
comfortable.
That, and
Isolated.
You withdraw. And I think, having a friendship and expanding your circle to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, I just need to talk to you. Or just picking up the phone and say, hey, can you meet me for coffee?
Right.
And just having that circle that you can expand out to making sure that you are not lonely.
Right.
And depressed.
And it's really scary because you open yourself up to a lot of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And so I think we've had to work through some vulnerability.
Right.
And really have had a number of deep conversations and really made a pact together to always be honest, no matter what. No matter what's going on, just be honest about it. And it's also, because of that honesty, it's also opened us up to a little bit of vulnerability.
Right.
So, anyhow.
Yeah. So for coming out of your comfort zone, and, some women have asked, what is that? Well, that's what that is. It is just when you have that fear of, like, we're having our retreat in a couple weeks, and some of these women are traveling across the country, and that takes a lot of courage to come out of your comfort zone. You may be comfortable with a group that you just associate with all the time, and flying across the country to connect with people you've never seen before. Right. That is coming out of your comfort zone, but we know that they're going to be blessed and they're going to grow in that weekend. And that's what it's about. It's when when you get a twinge of fear, that's what you need to do to come out of your comfort zone to grow and be better and encourage somebody else. So.
Right. And you learn so much about yourself.
Yes.
And you really can develop, sometimes people think you have to have an entire lifetime to develop a friendship, but it's really not the case. It's a matter of having an open mind and really getting out of your comfort zone, like we've been talking about throughout this podcast.
Yes.
Putting yourself out there, being a little bit vulnerable, being careful about the people. You don't want to just throw everything out there.
Right.
But adding those marbles to the jar, those things that will help fill that whole jar up.
Yes.
And you build this whole sense of trust is what that ends up building. But
exactly.
It's amazing whenever we have these retreats how it's just things just sort of evolve into this beautiful, lasting relationship. And we're actually honored when people travel cross country when they don't really know us that well. They've just seen us on video, and it's pretty darn amazing. But we welcome with open arms, open minds, open hearts, and it's one of those great things. So.
It is. And so if you want to connect, you're not sure where to go to, if you are in this season and maybe some of that community and that friendship has left you, then come over to our Facebook group. It's Fulfilled After 55. And there are hundreds of genuine, authentic women there that if you just don't have anybody in your community, that's where they are. And I guarantee you somebody might be in your back door that you can even hook up with for just coffee.
Yeah.
You never know. So come over there.
Right, we would love to have you. It's just really been so joyous for us. It's been amazing. So we are over 500 strong already in just 6 months time, and that's an honor for us, and we don't take that lightly. We deliver, try to deliver and fill them up as much as possible for some positivity and getting out of their comfort zone, learning new things, and really growing as a person, personally and professionally. So
exactly. So it's a new season. So if you haven't subscribe to our podcast here, and just leave a comment on how you feel like this may have made a difference in your life today and what it means for you to come out your comfort zone. We'd love to hear from you. Come over to our Facebook group, Fulfilled After 50. We'd love to have you in there.
Free.
It's free. Yes.
So we will see you over there. If you're not there yet, what the heck are you waiting for?
Get over there.
That's right. So in the meantime, have an amazing day and get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and I can almost bet you'll be very glad that you did.
Exactly. We'll see you next week for a new podcast. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.